Hello to you all again, and welcome to this short video cast covering issues in weeks 3 and 4 in the Information and Communication and Healthcare module. This recording was recorded on October 22nd, Thursday, October 22nd, 2009. Firstly, I'd like to welcome some new students to the class. Some people have turned up late for whatever reason in Dublin. If you're in Dublin and you notice a new student, make sure to say hello and make them welcome. I've emailed these students so they should know what to do, and if you don't know what to do, one of your friends can help you out. Now, first off, some housekeeping issues, and this relates to all sites, Dublin, Penang and Bahrain. I'm still getting quite a lot of direct emails from students asking me about aspects of the course, about assignment dates, that kind of thing. I really want to cut down on these, and in fact I'm going to start to ignore them unless they're posted in the discussion forum. It's very difficult to keep up. I've had about 80 emails in the last 3-4 days from students, and in some cases the answers were, I think, evident in the course material or by reading some of the instructions. So please think before you ask, but by all means, if you've got a personal issue, get in touch with me. Now, about the two previous assignments, the information gathering and the CV. Very basic, straightforward, technical assignments to complete, I thought. And thank you all for, those who've met the deadline, thank you all for submitting on time. Unfortunately, several students didn't meet the deadline and have failed. Again, one or two exceptional circumstances which I only take on a case-by-case basis. So at this stage I will hear no more cases, as it were, so if you've got your mark, that's it, it's not going to change. But it's a pity when you think about it. These were easy deadlines to meet. They're fairly straightforward assignments, and as I say, well, not significant, a good few students have missed them. Easy marks to get and easy marks to lose, and that's what's happened. And in that vein, I was asked a series of questions by one particular student. I'll read them from screen here. Do these lost marks affect my overall grade? The answer is yes. Read the link that says, how is this course assessed? What is the damage and how serious is it? Read the link. Should I care about these lost marks? Well, I would. If the individual doesn't care, that's down to them. Should I be worried? Can't really answer that question. How can I recover these lost marks? You can't. And are these marks gone forever? Well, I've answered that question. Yes, they're gone forever. So, other small technical issues. When you watch a narrated PowerPoint presentation, it generates a grade in the grade book, and students were saying, oh, I'm getting 0 for watching these PowerPoint presentations. There's no grade associated with them as such, and I'll endeavour to clean this up and turn off those grades in Moodle. You've been assigned 2 tasks to date, and they have been graded or will be graded in the next day or 2. Other than that, there have been no other graded activities. So the bad news is there are 2 more assignments to do, or at least one to do this week and another one to get started on. The first individual for each and all of you relates to the information given in Lecture 5 about information on the internet. So what you're required to do is to find a healthcare website that gives information for patients and then evaluate it. So I'm looking for something that you would recommend to a patient. If a patient turned up in your practice in the years ahead and was suffering from a specific ailment, and you were to say to the patient, there's some good information here. Make sure that is your focus. It is patient focused. The site must be for patients. Remember that, that's important. So with that in mind, I've recommended 2 sites in the narrated PowerPoint presentation. Patient.co.uk and institute.ac.uk, and I'll post these links in the discussion forum. So again, download a template, answer the questions and upload. So fairly straightforward. That brings me back actually to assignment on information, the other assignment on information gathering, where you were asked to book a railway ticket. I got a lot of heat over this question, and a couple of students were, I think, almost went as far as to book the ticket online. I think you really have to grasp that there may or may not be an answer to all of the questions you're asked. And if you have a question that you can't answer, saying, I can't answer this, isn't good enough. I want to know why you can't answer it. Why is it you couldn't find the information? Or why do you think it's not there? That's a very important thing, important skill to remember. Otherwise, all of the other questions that the students had answered were fine, but yes, it was a trick question. I suppose that's what a lot of you wanted to know. I wanted people to think, and there was some fair amounts of ingenuity and heat, as I said, given off over that assignment. But think about what you're asked, and if you can't get an answer, tell me why. So that's the first individual assignment. The second assignment starts today, won't be examined until the end of next month, and those dates will be published. But to give you a flavour of it, this is a group assignment. The groups I will allocate in the next day on Moodle. You'll see information appear in Moodle that's designed for a group, and to that end there are now going to be 2 discussion forums on Moodle. One is group-based and the other one is a general class-based discussion forum. The group-based forum, if you post a message in it, only the students in your group can see that message. So it's where I want you to discuss all aspects of this group-based project that I'm about to assign to you. So what's that all about? Let me just pull out my notes here. I'll tell you a bit more about it. So the group-based projects, you're assigned randomly to groups. I'm not going to change these groups. If you don't like somebody who's in the group or you're uncomfortable with it, you're going to have to overcome that. So I'm not going to change them at all. And as I've said before in this forum, working in medicine is all about working in teams, so you have to get used to this kind of thing. So what's the project about? The British Medical Journal, the BMJ, a couple of years ago, asked a panel of experts to decide upon what they considered to be the most important medical milestones in the last 160 years or so, 170 years or so. So they asked readers to nominate the milestones, and then a panel of experts whittled them down from 70 to 15. So this is subjective, this is what other people think, but they have a list of 15 medical milestones. I'm going to assign each of these milestones to one of the groups. So you split into groups of about 11, 12 individuals. So there are 15 groups in total. So what I want you to do as a group, I want you to meet and work as a group. You're going to have to physically find each other, find some space, sit down and discuss what you're going to do. Now the overall objective here is for you to produce an abstract, that's a referenced list, and a PowerPoint presentation. And some of you will present this presentation to academic staff at the end of next month, end of November. So you're going to meet and work in groups, you're going to decide who does the work, you're going to design a PowerPoint presentation and an abstract, and you're going to deliver that PowerPoint presentation. At a later stage, you'll also peer assess each other. You'll mark each other on your input. Now, to that end, I want you to elect one person in the group to record minutes of your meetings and minutes of the interactions. This will be very important when you go to peer assess later. The first task I'm going to set you, which is for about a week's time or so, will be to meet and record what it is was agreed. Very simple. I don't want thousands of words, short outline of what happened. I'll post more specific instructions in Moodle in the next couple of hours or so. So that's about it. I'm running out of time here because YouTube limits me to 10 minutes. And on that basis, I will stop. And I say, get into the discussion forums and discuss this online.